Good morning. My name is Ellen Hill. I'm the Training and Compliance Coordinator for the Office of Downtown Development at the Department of Community Affairs. And from our team today, we have Ebony Simpson. She is our Strategic Organization and Strategic Planning Coordinator. And then Tess Harper is our Marketing and Communications Coordinator. And Elizabeth and Jessica both are off on vacation, so we miss them, but I hope they have a really wonderful time getting all rested and recharged. So we're kind of jealous that they're on vacation. But I just kind of wanted to kick the morning off by giving a few
Ellen,
announcements.
Ellen,
Yes.
and we also have a couple of regional reps. I know at least one.
Oh, okay, perfect. I was gonna like introduce the new managers. I hadn't seen the regional reps on there. Who's on? Oh, I see Kathy Papa's on.
Mhm.
Hey, Kathy. Thanks for joining. Is there any more? Ebony, do you see anybody else that's a regional rep? I don't see any more. If you are, shout out, say hello, good morning. And then I wanted to shout out a couple of new managers that I've seen on the call. We have Maggie Wright from Tybee Island. Maggie, do you want to say hey?
Hey everyone, really excited to be here.
She is the newest addition to the team at Tybee Island, and we're super excited to have her. So if y'all have a chance, say hello. And also Victoria Collier. Are you on? I think I saw your name.
Yeah, I'm having some technical difficulties, so if you don't see me, that's why.
Okay. Well, so she is with the city of Douglasville. She is the new manager there, so we welcome her as well. Are
Thank
there
you.
any other new managers on that I haven't seen yet? I don't think so. Perfect. Well, if you want to say hello. Um, so we'll just start out with a couple of updates from our office. Tess has made a call for photos. So we're working on a couple of projects and need some really great photos from all of our communities. So if you have like one or two good high-res photos, go ahead and send them over to Tess so we can use them. Do you have like parameters you want? Do you want people, no people? What are you looking for?
Both would be great. So if you have like some aerial shots, that would be the most preferred, but also photos with people is also great. So just send me like one, two, three at the most, but just the best photos you have of your community.
Okay. Yeah, we can always use wonderful photos for everything that we're doing with social media and just projects in general. So if y'all have those, that would be really helpful. I did want to give a quick update for MOUs. If you have not submitted it, you got an email from me this week saying I hadn't gotten all the signatures for MOUs and who I was missing. So just remember that those are due July 1st back to us. So if you can get them to us before that, that would be wonderful. If you think you're going to have some trouble getting the MOU signed and back to us by July 1, just communicate that with me. We'll work through it. But just know that like we're working on it. And if y'all are working on it, we're working on it. It'll be wonderful. If you've already had it signed, it's in your Dropbox folder under your MOU folder within that Dropbox. So just if you haven't gone in there and looked, I've added it. If we have all the signatures, they're in there if y'all need those. So yeah, just make sure you get all those turned in by July 1st. Any questions on MOUs so far? Ginger, I saw you text me. We're good. I've got emails. I know if you've emailed me and talked to me about it, we're good to go. Does anybody else have any questions about MOUs?
Yes, I have a question. Is the MOU, and I'm still learning that like how to navigate all the Main Street information. It's very dense. But is that the form about all the updates within your downtown, or is that separate?
So the MOU is the memorandum of understanding that we have between DCA, your community, and your board of directors and you, just outlining what the expectations are for the year. We have to have one per National Main Street on file with every community every year. So I'm pretty sure, Victoria, that y'all's is already done. So you don't have to
Okay.
think about it. I think it was already signed. If you go in and, like I said, and look in your Dropbox folder and just make sure in that 24, 25 folder, it should be in there. Because I don't remember sending you an email the other day. It was earlier this week that I sent out emails.
Okay. Okay. Cool. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, we'll move on.
Question, if we signed it, you saying you also, besides the receipt we got, you want us to upload it to our folder as well? Is that
No,
what you said?
I
Oh,
did it. I
Oh.
uploaded it.
okay,
Yeah,
thank
because Jessica's signature is the last one on there. And so when we sign it, then I'll upload it to y'all's folder. So that's on me.
thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Okay, moving on from MOUs, we have, as y'all know, we did your national online form for accreditation this year. Elizabeth worked tirelessly to get those completed for y'all. They are tweaking the form and hopefully we'll have that sent out or ready to go and uploaded. Probably it's in the next month or two. But we're going to hold a training probably in September for y'all to be able to learn how to fill out that national online form. So I think what we're going to do is just replace our self-assessment with national self-assessment. But here are the things you need to know. If you don't have a budget that is like decent looking, that shows your line items, your income, your outgoing expenses, make sure you have one of those because that is a requirement from national. You also have to have a work plan that is in the format that we expect it to be in. So the one that we have that's in the example, the required documents in your Dropbox, your work plan has to look like that per national. And they're going to be looking at that to make sure that you have a work plan on file with them and also a current board roster. So just make sure that those three things you're going to have to upload into that platform. So just make sure you have those up to date and ready to go. And you know, it'll be due normal time. Just know that you have to have that stuff done. But like I said, we're going to have a training probably in September, walk you all through it. And, you know, we'll make sure that y'all are well versed in this online platform. But what I will say is if you don't have those things, especially that work plan is the biggest one, I think, because the other two are fairly easy. They will not hand out accreditation if you don't have these things done. And it's out of our hands at that point. Even if we do recommend you for accreditation, they will say no. So just let's make that, I want to make that like really bold and important for y'all to remember, like these things have to be turned in to national.
Ellen,
Yes, ma'am.
you said work plan, roster, and what's the third one?
Budget.
Budget.
And you have to have all those things for us too. I mean, you have them in your drop boxes. We just want to make sure that they're up to date and that they're where they need to be. Does anybody have any more questions on the accreditation platform? I know like I'm kind of breezing through a few things and there's not a lot of information that I have at the moment for that because they still haven't sent out the updated form. But if any, and like I said, most of y'all probably didn't look at it. I know that this past year, I know 1 or 2 communities turned it in before we got to you and told you we would do it for you. It's very easy. It's very similar to what we asked you to do for your self-assessment. It's, you know, here's the standard and the, you know, are you meeting it? Are you not meeting it? But they want you to rank on a scale from 1 to 5. So just make sure that, you know, you're not getting hung up on the numbers because, you know, for us, I mean, if we know what you're doing in your communities, we see what you're doing and we're going to advocate on your behalf as well, but we have to make sure that those things are turned in. Does anybody have any questions?
Is the accreditation, is that from that initial email about just like, I guess like solidifying like you are representing Main Street, that form? Is that the same thing or is it separate?
It's so national accredit. So every year on January 15th, your accreditation is due to us and to national.
Okay.
Every 3 years we do an in-person self-assessment, but every other year you just kind of do one on your own and turn it into us. And then we meet with you every 3 years. So,
Okay.
It's in the email, that welcome email that I sent you.
Okay.
But under like accreditation stuff, but it's all through national. So how it works, Victoria, is, you know, there's National Main Street, there's Georgia Main Street. We're the coordinating programs for the local Main Street programs. And so what we're doing is you're sending stuff up to us, we're sending stuff up to national for all the accreditation. So it all just kind of trickles back down.
Okay.
But if you have
Thank you.
specific questions, we can talk later.
Okay.
Now, listen, I promise we'll make sure that you're ready to go by January.
Okay.
We will walk you through the process. I promise.
Okay. Great. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Any more questions? Okay. So speaking of National Main Street Center, there is a webinar today. If y'all had not seen that come out in the little newsletter that they send out. And it is on this new tool that they have called the Booms Tracker. And so it's through the research team, and I'm going to put the link to that webinar on there right now. So what it's called, BOOM stands for Building Opportunities on Main Street. And so it's a property and vacancy inventory tool for your program. And the webinar today is just to kind of learn about the functionality, and they're going to give a demonstration on how to use it. But as a member organization, y'all have access to this as a tool. So it's going to show you how to like enter data, then they'll answer some questions for you. So I'm going to be on it as well and learning about it. They announced this to us in one of our coordinator meetings back in, I want to say last October, right, Ebony? And then they talked about it a little bit more this last time we had one in Birmingham. But so this is a new tool from National Main Street. Hopefully it will be a great asset to everybody. So y'all sign up for that. I think it's at like 3 o'clock or something, maybe this afternoon. So make sure you sign up if you want to. And of course, this counts as training hours. So, and speaking of further training, I saw Jason on here. I wanted to bring up our disaster training that we have coming up next month in Athens. And I know everybody kind of hears the word disaster planning and it's like, oh, well, we have EMA, but I want to have Jason to kind of speak on it too, because he's helping us plan it, but it's going to be a lot of hands-on, like active shooter information as well. So it's not just like natural disasters or things like that. Jason, do you want to speak on like what y'all are planning?
Yeah, sure. So, hey, everybody. I really recommend everyone take this course if you have it in your budget and your schedule to do it. There's going to be classroom components on what to do in disaster if it strikes your downtown, as far as like natural disaster, all of those things that could be. But there's also going to be classroom instruction on, these kind of terrible situations that we hear about in the news where there's an active shooter or someone drives a car through a parade and what can happen. And I just kind of from my past life experience, I can tell you that there is always a gap in between when incident happens and 911 is called and when the scene is safe and when rescue operations can actually get to you. And the scenario that I kind of envision is that festival day where if something goes on, it's likely that our Main Street manager volunteers are in that downtown during that festival. And you might be called on to help coordinate some of those movements that happen in between time. And so it's things like having some bleeding control kits, strategically placed in your downtowns and what that might look like, but not just that, but any other emergency preparedness. Identifying where you might take people if they're hurt in natural disaster or man-made disaster situations. And there's going to be kind of a sand table exercise at the end where we're able to actually implement something or go through kind of a walk phase of a crawl, walk, run type of environment. And it's being put on really by GEMA, so Georgia Emergency Management folks, and they have all kinds of resources that are free to the user. So you're going to get some information about where to find some training and hopefully some ideas to take to build a plan with your emergency response team. That's at the county level, the municipal level. I've already talked to our fire chief and our police chief. I've already bought some hemorrhage control supplies, and I'm happy to share with anyone where I get those from. And I've already talked to some of the downtown business owners and identified like casualty collection points and how to access those resources while we wait for the kind of fog that happens in those emergencies. So I would just, spend a lot of time thinking about those things. Hopefully you come to the class. I think it is part of, what National Main Street's wanting us to focus on, what Georgia Main Street's wanting to focus on. So having some alignment in those, policies and actions is going to be real important for us going forward.
Yeah, thank you, Jason. So I just kind of wanted to reiterate to the group that it's not just natural disaster stuff. I think that these hands-on activities, especially what Jason was talking about, are super important. And I know that, as a manager and putting on festivals, you need to be able to, have a little bit of knowledge in, this topic. So if you haven't already signed up, I put the link in the chat. Y'all please sign up. It's on July 18th. It's in Athens at the Indigo. We'll have plenty of space to like move around. It's going to be down in the Rialto Club. We're going to provide lunch for you guys and snacks and everything. So we won't even have to like go out and find lunch in Athens, which is kind of a bummer, but I promise it'll be good. And yeah, just so if you have, and if you need to wait until July 1st for your new budget cycle, I totally understand. We're about 10 days out from that. So y'all sign up if you can. And we're really just looking forward to a really informative and kind of a not fun topic, but a very necessary one. So thank you, Jason, for helping put that on and plan it for us. Okay. And then I think I saw Emily on here. I wanted to ask Emily if you had any GDA updates. I know the conference is quickly coming up and we're pretty excited about that.
Yeah, absolutely. Sorry, I've got a lot of technical difficulties this morning. I think all my files just got wiped and I'm kind of freaking out.
No.
Anyway, yes, we do have the conference coming up in Thomasville, so we're really excited about that. The conference will be August 26th through that Thursday, which is August 29th. So April and her team have planned a lot of amazing things for us in Thomasville with mobile workshops and different tours. So definitely be sure to check that out. Registration is live. So if you go to the Georgia Downtown Association's website, you can sign up. You can also book your hotel through the room blocks we have. All of that's listed on the website. We also on that Monday have several different trainings. So I know y'all are doing a Main Street 101 training. So definitely get your board members and new managers sign up for that. And we'll also have DDA basic training, DDA advanced training. We'll be doing some CDP classes. So if you've never participated in one of those, this would be a great opportunity to do that. Or if you want to continue getting all of your credits for the certification program, definitely sign up for those. We'll have a historic preservation training. And then this is something new this year, a legislative advocacy training that our legislative committee have been working really hard to put together. And I don't know if Jason, I didn't see Taylor, if there's anything y'all wanted to add about that, but that'll be a great opportunity to learn how you can advocate for your downtown, but also how we can advocate better as a state for downtowns. And then of course, all the things that you know and love with the annual conference, we'll have concurrent sessions. We have a great slate of educational sessions lined up for y'all. So I know a lot of people on this call will be participating in those and leading those. So we're really excited about that. And we'll have great networking opportunities and also our annual awards. So lots of great stuff planned. We really hope you'll take the time to join us in Thomasville so we can all get together, share ideas, but also celebrate all the wonderful things happening in our Georgia downtowns across the state. Of course, that's our big update right now. We just got done with CDB classes in June, and we'll have some more of those coming up in the fall after conference. And then we'll be announcing stuff about regional meetups somewhat soon. But if you ever have questions about your membership with the Georgia Downtown Association or anything that we talked about, please reach out to a board member or reach out to Renee Coakley, who I know all of you get a lot of emails from, and y'all know Renee, who's wonderful. So she would be happy to help you with any of that information. And if any GDA board members are on the call and I missed anything, please be sure to speak up.
Hey, Belinda.
I just want to give a shout out. We had our CDP classes a couple of days ago. I know Jason's on here. I was in his class. If you are not part of this program, I highly encourage you to join in at any point. It does not matter. A lot of us started last year in Canton when we had a complimentary class offered to Kickstart, and we've been going strong ever since, and we visit different communities. But I just encourage you to be a part of this, make it part of your budget, and you get a lot of it out of it. I know I really enjoyed, it doesn't matter that he's sitting here. I really enjoyed Jason's class on Tuesday. It really brought a lot of attention to things that I hadn't thought about. And some of the things that he talked about, he actually passed a link on to me that I'm going to share in a leadership class for all the city department heads. So I just encourage everybody to be a part of CDP.
Yeah. Thanks, Belinda. I will say, so CDP went under a major, basically renovation over the last few years, and it was lacking a lot of educational content, and it has been beefed up to an amazing point. And GDA has worked very, very hard on that. So it's a wonderful partnership between GDA, University of Georgia, Georgia Power, and there are some really, really smart people teaching these classes. And so there's a great amount of content there. So I definitely recommend that you guys look into that program. You can find it on the Georgia Downtown Association website and get all the information you want on there. But also remember that those count as your training hours for Main Street as well. So, anything with our partner organizations can definitely count as training. Anything else from GDA? Any of the board members?
Brandy, I don't know if you want to give any updates about the conference or if there's anything specific you want to highlight. Not to put you on the spot, but since we're coming to see y'all live and in person in Thomasville.
I can't hear you. No. Her sound's not working, you guys. She said sorry. I can read her lips. She's like, I'm sorry.
Can I throw one more thing in there? Sorry, I'm not meaning to hog this. I'm sure a lot of you that are going to be participating at the conference in Thomasville, if you've been before, you know that we have a silent auction, the Adam Edge Scholarship, and all the communities come together as far as bringing a basket, any type of auction items. And that's what funds our scholarships to you as far as having a national conference scholarship or our in-state conference. So please make sure that you go ahead and start. It's never too early to start thinking about what you're going to bring, start contacting your businesses downtown and grabbing items and gift cards, and start making just a really cute basket. It makes us want to come and visit your downtown and use those gift cards. But yeah, you'll bring that with you when you come to conference in Thomasville. But I just want to throw that out because that is a huge thing that we really have to do, because we really want to make sure everybody gets an opportunity to attend a national conference or the in-state conference. So that's what our money goes to.
Are y'all still accepting applications for scholarships for the conference this year?
Yes, we are.
Okay. Yeah, so check out that information too if you need a little bit of a scholarship money bump for your training hours as well. So that's always a really great resource.
Yeah, and related to that, we have made some updates to the Adam Edge Scholarship, which should be on our website pretty soon. But we can do a more thorough review of those next time. But just know there are a few things. It's not any major changes, just really clarifying how you can use it and how often you can apply and that sort of thing. But it's still available to everyone. And then we're also celebrating our 25th anniversary this year at the Georgia Downtown Association. So we'll be doing some stuff related to that at our awards ceremony. So be sure you stick around for that, and recognizing some of our founding members of the Georgia Downtown Association. And Abigail and the marketing committee have worked really hard to pull together some awesome swag. So we'll be releasing information about that soon too.
Awesome. I'm looking forward to it. Anything else on GDA?
I
Okay,
think we're good.
awesome. All right, thanks, guys. I'll move on. So I'm just gonna kind of open it up a little bit. I did want to kick off like the open floor discussion. I know we had Juneteenth yesterday, and I know people probably had some, events this past, like the weekend before, or you have some things coming up this weekend. Did anybody have any super exciting or really interesting Juneteenth activities that they put on in their downtown that they want to share? I know y'all did some stuff.
Oh, okay, good morning, everyone. This is Ginger from College Park. I did not participate because I was on vacation, but I did follow up. Our Parks and Rec had our first Juneteenth parade, and I heard it was a success. Everyone came out, and it started at 8 in the morning with the parade and ended with a festival and events, and it lasted to 8 p.m. last night.
wow.
Last night. So it was a success.
Wow, that sounds like a good time.
Yeah, our first one, so yes,
That's so great.
yes.
Anybody else? I know you weren't the only one.
Oh, I'm Elisa from Billerica. We actually are in our summer concert series at our amphitheater in downtown. We had a concert in June. We've got one July 20th and the first Saturday in August. The city also has its 18th annual fireworks display at our sports complex on July 3rd. We have that every year. And
Yeah,
then
that sounds like fun.
finish up the concert series September 20th, which is our annual Gold Rush Festival. And we have a Gold Rush concert that Friday night. So we do have a good many events this summer.
I know summer is always like the busiest time, summer and fall for events. Does anybody else have any fun Juneteenth, or they want to share some stuff that's coming up? And hey, Kelly, I was like, that's not Ansley.
We're on Ansley's old computer
Yeah.
because we had some fun events, but I also wanted to introduce our new marketing and events coordinator for Cairo Main Street, Amanda Rabin. And so she just started May 28th, I think. was her
Brand
first episode. She's very new, but we're really excited to have her. But she actually headed up the Juneteenth event that we just had last Saturday, which was really great. And then we also have our Independence Day event as well, and that's also on July 3rd. So we're going to do, fireworks. We have a band called The Producers that are from the 80s coming into town. Another local who is going to kick it off. Her name's Charisma Brown. So we're really excited about that. And the Juneteenth event was our first as well. And it went really well, even though it was a really hot day down here in Cairo. But it did go really well. And I was really happy to have the help of Amanda. So yeah.
That's awesome.
Thank you. Yeah.
Welcome, Amanda.
Thank you.
Also, Ellen, we have a new Main Street manager
Oh,
that will
good.
be taking my place, and she begins on Monday. Has a
Perfect.
lot
Will you
of-
connect her with us?
Yes, I will. I'll
Thanks.
still be here in July when we next have our coffee and conversation, so I will introduce her. But
Perfect.
we're happy she will start and begin on Monday.
That's awesome. That was quick turnaround.
Yes, we ended up with a lot of applications, 3 very good ones.
Awesome.
So one of them withdrew their application. The other 2 were very good. One of them had already had Main Street 101 training. And this new manager has extensive communications and marketing experience. So we'll be happy to have her. Yes, it was quick turnaround. We got a lot of applicants, but a lot didn't really qualify.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's great. I'm glad y'all have that filled.
Yes.
Anybody else?
I'll speak real quick.
Okay.
I'm new to working for the city, but I've been attending events for a while here. Our town in Douglasville, we have a town green and we host Wind Down Wednesdays on Wednesdays. So they're a free concert in our town green / amphitheater. And they have one that just, it fell on Juneteenth, but it was like, you could call it a Juneteenth celebration. And I spoke to the local coffee shop in our town, and the owner of that, very nice woman, she was hosting a sidewalk sale for some of the small businesses they participated, and she sold a soul cootery board, which is a play on charcuterie, but like, with soul food on it. So I had to go check and see how she felt about the event and future projects. But
Yeah.
that was a good, like, dip my toes in the water as far as like coordinating with small businesses and like just seeing the different events being hosted in our neighborhood.
Yeah. So wait, so what is in a soul cootery board?
Like like mac and cheese, maybe some variation of like fried okra or green beans. I have to check with her because I wasn't able to attend it, but I'm hoping she has an extra box because I was gonna eat it. But
Yeah.
like maybe some fried chicken or something. But like, yeah, that was her fun take on it. But that was a good introduction to like just the small businesses and seeing how they know each other and coordinate with one another. So it was the concert and the sidewalk sale happening in tandem, just to encourage foot traffic within the square and then the town green.
Yeah. That sounds fun.
Ellen, we had some messages in the chat, and Emily said that Newtown didn't necessarily have their own formal event. However, there was an organization called Making Black Culture that hosted their second annual parade downtown on Sunday, and then they have been a great partner with hosting. And then Rashida also stated that Atlanta Main Street will host their Make Music Day Festival tomorrow, so she invited everyone to attend that. And then switching back to what we were talking about with the conference, they said that they are having issues, but they are so excited that we will be joining them in August in Thomasville, and that she wanted to also introduce Laura, their new Main Street tourism coordinator tourism coordinator.
Hey, Laura.
And then finally, Miranda mentioned that in Kennesaw, they had their grand opening for their new amphitheater in downtown this past Friday, and it was well
That's
attended. So they're
exciting.
super excited. Yeah.
That's a big deal.
I just wanted to say hello, Sandy
Hey, Sandy.
Daniels. Monroe had their Balloons Flower Festival this past Saturday, and we had over 200 vendors here in town. We had a flower fashion show. We had the flower podcast curator Scott Shepard in town. We had installations, floral installations all over town, floral competitions. It was really a great day, other than the fact that it probably did hit 100 degrees on the asphalt here in downtown Monroe.
Yeah.
And as a result, I don't think our crowds were as good as they could have been. I haven't seen my placer numbers yet, but I know it was good. We just finished up our first Friday concert with the TAMs in first Friday in June. And then we won't have another concert until the first Friday in August, but we do have fireworks July 4th. So we're rocking here in downtown Monroe. I did have my first classes this week at GMA, and it was fabulous. I agree with Belinda. I learned so much, and I look forward to it. Going to do another one in Thomasville. So thank you so much for everything.
That's awesome. Yay. Anybody else? I mean, this is open discussion at this point because we went through our list of things to talk about. So if y'all have, you want to talk about the events that are going on, you want to talk about, you have questions for the group that you just kind of want to throw out there. We're just kind of open up the floor to everybody.
I
Hey,
have
Ellen.
another question. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead, Wendy.
Sorry, I was just gonna say, we held our Honeybee Festival, which the city of Lafayette's pretty small. We have about 7,000 people that live in the city, but this is a huge event for our town, and it happens the first Saturday in June every year. And we just had a fabulous time. We had about 25,000 plus people there. It's really hard to gauge this without placer data. So we're trying to work out a deal so we can actually get some placer data to have more accurate information. But it's just such a celebration of our whole entire city and music in general, and also just the partnership that we have with our local school system. We work with our band members, and they help with the trash collection, and in turn, the city pays the school a donation for helping. It's just such a beautiful thing to see how the community all comes together. This was my first event as the Main Street manager, downtown director, and just there's so much pride in it. And it was a great day. We had Chris Jansen as our main Honeybee singer. This is an opportunity for us to show all of the musical talent that we have in our area. We take people from all over, but we really try to focus on the people that live locally as well. And it's just a great day. And we've been really focusing on our concert series here in Lafayette. We have something called Music at Mars, which is one part of our downtown district. And then we have Music at Main, which is in the main part of our district. And we've just activated a new park at Music at Main. So there's just so many exciting things going on in Lafayette. I look forward to showing those off through the next coming years because we've got about 5 or 6 little micro parks being activated and just a lot of exciting things going on in Lafayette. I hope y'all come see me sometime. I love seeing y'all's downtowns. This job has really just made me become such a lover of seeing what other people have going on in their towns and visiting them. So y'all come see me. We've got lots of things. And we have a concert this Friday night. If you're in the area, we're going to have a Motown night, and we're featuring a fabulous family called the Suttles family, and they are amazing. And we have 2 other groups coming as well. But it's going to be a fun time, and it's at Music at Mars. Come on down.
Awesome.
Or come on up, rather. Thanks.
Thanks, Wendy. That sounds like a lot of fun. Hey, Belinda.
Did Ginger want to say something? Because I know she was.
Oh, she turned her camera off. I don't know if she stepped away.
Right, so we just finished up with our June first Friday with A1A, the Jimmy Buffett tribute band. Lots of people here. It was really, really cool. And so then we'll move into our July 5th. The city will have their 4th of July fireworks that night, but then July 5th, we'll come back and we'll still do First Friday. Mark Wills will be on the stage if any of you are familiar. Country music, that kind of thing. He's also a Cherokee County native, so we're very excited about him being here. And then the public doesn't know this, but at 9:30, when he kind of finishes up his last song, then we're going to have fireworks. They're going to be shut off in Brown Park and go directly overhead of the stage. So as he's there and you're looking at him on stage, above him will be all the fireworks. We're really excited about that. And I have to give a shout out, even though they never hear would never hear this, but our public works guys are incredible. A lot of you saw them in action when we did Terrific Tuesday here last year at the conference. Those sweet guys are going to be cleaning up trash for hours from First Friday, and then they have to go back to Brown Park and clean up all the firework papers and all the stuff, because we'll be back that next morning at 6:30 with the farmers market in the same area that those fireworks are being shot off. So it's going to be a fun weekend here. People are talking about 4th of July holidays. I'm like, what is that? What is that? We work on the 4th and we work on the 5th because that's just what we do. But yeah, if anybody doesn't have any plans for July 5th, please come downtown in Canton and see us. It will be, I promise, it's going to be good. So yeah.
We all know Melinda puts on a good party anyway, so it's always bound to be a good time. But I will say that the public works people are the unsung heroes of all of our downtown events and things that we have going on. I mean, those guys do not get the credit they deserve.
Yes.
They are amazing. I agree with that 100%. Ginger, your turn. You good? Okay. All right. Anybody else have anything they want to throw to the group or tell us what y'all got going on?
So we just had our 19th June Jam. And so speaking of public works, guys, they dumped 200 tons of sand on this downtown street and got it back up by the next morning. Like, it was amazing.
Like, how do they even do that?
It dump truck, they literally brought me every dump truck of sand they had sitting at their facility. And I was like, Josh, I need more sand. And he's like, okay, I've got one more. And they just kept getting more and more sand. I'm like, where are y'all getting all this sand from? So anyway, and then they scooped it all back up, put it back in the dump trucks and took it back. And then we're going to reuse it for Christmas in July at City Park, which will be like a movie. We didn't get to do the Grinch movie at Christmas, but we'd already bought the license, so we're gonna do the Grinch, and we'll have like Hawaiian Santa and that kind of fun stuff in July.
Yeah.
So we're gonna reuse the same. But yeah, so public works really are, they're amazing. I thank them all the time. So anyway, but yes, that was exciting. 200 tons of sand this year.
That's crazy. But at least you get to reuse it.
Yes, yeah, and then they actually reuse it again at our golf course for the bunkers. So it's
nice.
Yeah, so.
Nice. I love the idea of a Hawaiian Santa in the summertime. It sounds like a lot of fun.
We're trying to figure out if he can like rappel out of a helicopter or something crazy. It's like he just keeps growing and growing. This event.
You have to send us pictures.
Yeah,
and video. If he jumps out of an airplane, that would be wild.
We definitely will.
Anybody else? I know y'all got stuff going on. No? Nobody else wants to share? Okay. Nothing, no questions, anything? We're getting done early. All right, well, I'll let you have your day. Thank y'all for joining us for Third Thursday. If y'all want to stick around, the team will be on the call. If you have questions you just want to ask us. And I hope everybody has a very happy 4th of July. We'll see you in July, at the end of July, and a very happy summer up until then. Y'all have a wonderful Thursday.